Secretary of State, Mr. Mike Pompeo. He and I are on a different level of recognize each other, so I have different names for him now. Thanks.
Miles does. He has my Mandarin name, which is funny. We'll save that for another time. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Great to be with you all. Thank you for being here. Miles, thanks for the introduction. Much of what I know and learned about this set of issues came from Miles and the team that I had with me at the State Department. It's an incredible honor to have had the chance to serve, and it is wonderful to be with you again this morning. Some of you would have read recent reporting on what happened up in New York State, where a very senior official had been working in the governor's office, two governor's offices for about a decade. She was indicted. One of her primary missions was to disrupt any kind of relationship between the government in New York and, frankly, the federal government, to censor anything about Taiwan's legitimacy. And in many cases, she was actually successful. So being able to welcome you here today to Hudson is proof positive that none of you are connected to the CCP, because they're watching everybody. I served in administration of President Trump, and we recognized that the U.S. policy and how we managed the relationship between the United States and Taiwan was broken and a vestige of a history that no longer made sense. This gets to Miles' point. What we centrally sought to do was just recognize the truth, the fundamental reality. And when you do that in national security and in foreign policy, and frankly in life, when you accept basic realities and you don't treat the world as you wish it to be, but as it truly is, clarity follows. Policies become simple, execution becomes real. A critical part of that effort was the mission to decouple Taiwan as the central focus of the framework of U.S.-China relationships. To the extent we could possibly do that, there's not a moment one meets with a Chinese official where the top thing they don't mention is Taiwan. It's number one on their list. It's often number 2 and 3, 4, and 5 on their list. We sent Undersecretary of State Keith Krok to Taiwan, the highest-ranking State Department official ever sent to represent the United States there. We facilitated Secretary Alex Azar's visit to Taiwan, completely ignoring the protests of the CCP. We just recognized reality. I'm glad that this has continued in the subsequent administration, and it's important. That diplomatic decoupling is necessary because of this truth, right? That Taiwan's never been part of the People's Republic of China. It's a lie to claim otherwise, and we should speak about it that way. We shouldn't gild the lily. We shouldn't talk about history and Nixon and Kissinger's visits there. We know the reality. The reality is that this is a separate, free, sovereign, independent nation. You have to prioritize these things. As representatives of the people of Taiwan pleading your case here in Washington for diplomatic recognition, I applaud you for doing this for your beautiful country, this special place, and wonderful people that you all represent. No region, people, or nation under the rule of the CCP can hope to retain its rights and freedoms. You all know that. I remember when Taiwan fell. We made the simple declaratory statement that that Hong Kong no longer enjoyed a high degree of autonomy, as promised in 1984. The United States, the West, failed to protect that central freedom. That's one of the things I regret most about my time in service as Secretary of State, is that we couldn't do more for the people of Hong Kong. I pray that we will continue to do more and better by you and the people of Taiwan. Look, the fact that the nation is sovereign and proud and independent and has a high degree of autonomy is something we have to retain. Every American should effortlessly be aware of this fact. This propaganda machine of the CCP is real, and you all and we have the task to push back against that. The reason that the CCP pushes so hard to discourage this basic recognition is simple. It's because they know it's true. So let's keep working at this. On my first visit to Taiwan, after I left government service, I made the simple declaratory statement that Taiwan was in fact a sovereign independent nation. It was simply true, right? I'm banned from traveling to mainland China, and I landed in Taipei, proving that my passport cleared, and that in fact this was an independent nation with all the indicia of statehood. I hope more other senior American officials will join me in this, because I think it'll create noise, there'll be angst, the Chinese Communist Party will bluster and threaten, but that clarity will provide the call for the world to accept the fundamental truth, that fundamental reality. So let's all keep working on this. Let's all keep working towards peace and stability and justice across the strait. Asked often about American defense of Taiwan. You should know our commitment is long and deep and strong. I'm convinced of that. No matter how our election goes in November and who is occupying the Oval Office come January of 2025, I'm confident that this commitment will remain, and that our friends and allies and partners in the region will join us in this important task. And when we do, the Chinese Communist Party will come to see that this folly, this effort that they are undertaking to undermine the political autonomy of Taiwan is silly, makes no sense, is not true and real and consistent with the will of the people of Taiwan. And when we collectively all get this right, we can have a peaceful region, we can have a prosperous region, and one that leads to even greater global stability from the place we find ourselves today. So thank you all for being here. Good luck. Enjoy your time in Washington, D.C. That's a bit of an oxymoron for me, but enjoy your time here. Bless you. Thank you for what you do, and may the Lord bless your effort as you travel and visit and tell the important story that you're here to tell today. Thank you all.
Thank you.